Hey, what up, my comic book peeps? It's your boy J-Rocks. Today I'm gonna do a graphic novel review on Batman Contagion. Okay, now here is gonna be a little tricky because Batman, he solves mysteries, he stops criminals and so forth. Here he has to fight a virus. It's like an Ebola virus breakout, and a lot of shit out. That's where the story starts. This guy coming from Africa, like a rich guy or whatever, comes from Africa. He has this virus and he starts spreading it everywhere. Kind of much like something that happened recently here in the United States. Somebody from Africa came and there was a minor Ebola virus breakout. Not a breakout, but a few people were getting sick from it or whatever. So yeah, it's definitely it tripped me out when I read it. I was like, wow, that's just happened here recently, like this year. Now here you see like an angry mob. You see it setting up. They're like, hey, like screw this. We gotta get in that tower where all the rich people are, so we won't get infected either from other people down here. But little they know, in the tower, they're going through the same stuff because they're getting infected with the virus too. Cause one of the rich was also carrying the virus. I like this page. Like, look at this guy looking out the window. He's looking out the window and he has the disease. You see him the blood coming out of his eyes. That's how it starts. As he's looking out the window, tower where all the rich people were at, him being one of them, him being the guy that came and spread the disease to begin with. You see everybody rioting down here trying to get in there, and he's just praying, saying, "Oh, what happened? How could my life end this way?" And you see him die here, but the disease still going on, but he's dead already, being the first victim that had it. This really has like a feel of desperation. How he feels, that's how a lot of people are feeling. See, like everybody's all pissed off, but they don't know he's the original one that brought the disease. They just know rich people are hiding in here to not catch it. So there's more to the story that they don't know about. Like if they go in there, they still be sick because he already spread it in there to other people. Alright, now Batman, he's good at solving crime and mysteries, stopping criminals. Here, this is obviously something bigger than him, something he can't just stop by himself because it's not a person he has to stop, it's a virus. So he has to find an antidote and all that good stuff and save a bunch of people. And Gotham, it becomes like a really bad story where a lot of people in Gotham are dying. Catwoman and Batman having a deep moment. Like, look, he's like, look, we're still enemies, Catwoman. Look, but I'm glad you're helping. And out of all the crimes you've committed, some crimes are worse than others, and you're not that bad. Cause she's kind of just a burglar and stuff like that. She doesn't kill or anything like that. And then they're kind of just having a moment talking about so you think there's any hope for anybody, because they're watching all these people die, and they're seeing all these mayhem, riots, and people looting and starting fires and all kinds of craziness going down. Here, look, they're still chit-chatting, and you see they're looking at somebody right there, look, just caught the disease, blood's coming out of their eyes, their skin's peeling, and they're just watching because they know there's nothing they could do. They can't even get close to the person or they'll get infected. The Huntress, she makes her appearance here, and as she appears in the book, it gives you a vague background on who she is and how she bumped into him. Why was she out there? What was she doing when she bumped into Nightwing and everybody, And a little explanation of why she's Huntress, which I liked because I never read on her before. So now I kind of have an idea of who she is and why she's there. That was very good, the way they introduced her. And Catwoman, they didn't really explain too much on her, but she's kind of an icon already by now. Everybody knows who she is, so she doesn't really need an introduction. Huntress, see a lot of people out here rioting, and here you see Huntress is just looking down there as well. You see more people mutating and just turning into hunchbacks, like Quasimodo up in here. Media covering the event, like, oh yeah, everybody's getting sick, people are rioting, and the people on the news just trying to catch their ratings. Typical. See, everybody got a control right there. Okay, now you see like a lot of guys coming together, you know, like you see Israel, the Huntress, Catwoman, guys that some normally don't help Batman. You see them coming together like, look, we all gotta help each other, we gotta find this virus, cause or else we're eventually gonna catch it too, cause we can't leave Gotham either, you know, and we can't leave these people just here to die. So they're all like, you know what, we're gonna put our differences aside and work together till we find this virus. And now with this team of like villains and heroes, vigilantes, whatever you wanna call them, that all got together, you know, to unite and to try to stop this virus from spreading. I like that in between them, that little group they had going, the virus also affects them. Like one of them gets infected, so you see how it affects all them as well, not just everybody else, all other people. Like they're not invincible to it either, you know. So I really like that part, like it showed, oh, one of them sick and how are we gonna, I'm not gonna say who, you know, in case you haven't read it, but oh, how are we gonna help him? And you see him really slowing down, getting weak, so he can't really help fight crime or help look for the virus anymore. And that motivates them even more because one of their own is hit. So they're like, oh, we really gotta find the antidote. Okay, now these people here, they found out how to make a cure. So they call Israel and they're giving them the information. Look, this is what you need to do to get a cure and so how to make one. Quarantine, nobody could come in or out. So he's on his way in to give them the result, to give them information how to make a cure. You see him just badass in here. He jumps off this, he's driving full speed, jumps off this car, jumps over all these soldiers. Scene, like bam, he jumps off onto the river.
One word, humility. There are 5 people in this photograph.
Israel looks like a badass in this story because he finds the cure. And look, he goes in a curry. He's smashing through all these guys like bam, bam, bam. He's in a hurry to get back to Gotham and give them the cure. Give them the code or whatever so they can make a cure. Which I thought was kind of funny because as soon as they told Israel about how to make it, he just took off. Like, all right, he got the papers and left. And that whole time, they're like, oh, we could just call him, you know, like the phones ain't blocked out. We could text him, whatever. So that was. I like that. This is my first my first introduction to Tim Drake. He's Robin in this book. And, you know, they touch on him a little bit. Like, you get to see, this is the first time I've read on him, as Robin. And it shows he's like a good kid. And, you know, he has both parents are there, good parents that care about him. They're worried, is he catching the virus? He's trapped in Gotham, they don't let him out. And he has a girlfriend. And, you know, it seems like he has a lot to lose. Like I was thinking about it as I was reading, I was like, why would he want to be risking his life helping Batman? Alright guys, now there was a lot of good things to this story and a lot of bad things. Like as far as the characters, I felt they were introduced very properly. They were acting the way they should, and that was very satisfying. They were portrayed well. The story itself, I thought it started off very interesting and it was cool. You know, you really got the vibe of what they were going for. But I felt the ending was very weak. It left a lot to be desired, like in my opinion. I didn't feel like they answered a lot of the stuff. It left like a story just ended in the middle of the story. Like it didn't show what was the aftermath. How did they clean up the city? All this mayhem that was going on, all that stuff, the riots, all this stuff that was going on. It was never answered. Like how did it stop? How did they clean up the city? It just ended, which I thought was kind of disappointing. So it was kind of by the end of the story, it was mediocre. I would give it like a 7. If you're barely jumping into Batman, this isn't where I would start. There's a lot of other better stuff out there. This is something you get once you're already well versed into Batman. You got most of the books you want. This is something you will get towards the middle or end of your collection. It's definitely not where you were. And yeah, that's all I got for you today. Hope you like this review. Hope it helped you make up your mind if there's something you want to pick up or not. If it piqued your interest or whatever. And if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button so you could stay tuned for the next video, more of the same, or for also graphic novel hauls I do. So stay tuned for some of those. Any questions you have or recommendations, you know, hit me with those on the bottom. You know, post your comments on the bottom as far as what you recommend or any questions you would have for me. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time.